The battle continues May 1st at the second stop on the PSP Tour, so mark your calendars and sign up your team to take the field at the 2015 PSP Nashville Open. Watch all the action going down and broadcast live May 1st through the 3rd on pspevents.com.
Coming at you, Seattle Uprising going to be taking on Distortion. So this should be an interesting matchup because, these are two teams that we have seen before. Seattle Uprising and Distortion, two top-level D1 teams. After this match, we're going to have Birmingham Prime going to be taking on the Charlotte Bloodhounds. Uprising and the Bloodhounds are both two teams that were knocking on the door trying to get into the Challengers Division or give it a shot here in the Pro Division in the offseason. So no surprise here that they are in the semifinals trying to fight it out for the championship here in D1 at the 2015 PSP Dallas Open. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. So, Todd, this should be an interesting one. It's going to be a race to 5 points.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams, we've seen these teams before. Seattle Uprising coming out here. They got some good players up there from the Northwest, and then Distortion, out of the Midwest. This is the team where, Dizon and Woodley came from. And I think actually before they went to Shock, I actually considered going back and playing with Distortion again. But, I'm definitely not surprised to see these two teams out here in the semifinals trying to get into the finals to face either the Bloodhounds or
Birmingham Prime. So that is Distortion on your screen right there. They're going to be on the right-hand side of your screen. And Portland Uprising will be on the left-hand side. This game brought to you by PB Nation. Join the conversation. Head to PB Nation. One of our media partners and a huge component of getting anything you need to know about paintball. Buy, sell, trade. You get a huge buy, sell, trade section. And tons of different forums to talk about any type of paintball. Woods ball, scenario, pro paintball, all the different leagues.
It's just paintball people talking about anything.
True.
You can really go in there. You can talk about cars. You can talk about sports.
I was actually, I went to school for English, so there's even like a literature section of PB, believe it or not.
With one thing in common amongst everybody.
They like to shoot people with paintballs. So got a little bit of a timeout here. So while we have some time, Todd, let's talk about the final game that we're going to see. And then also we got a little bit of time talking about the bottom 8 teams fighting in the challengers section after the prelims.
How did that go?
Well, the way it matched up was, don't have the winners on my sheet here, but the Trade My Gun Outlaws played Top Gun Union. Then Boom played Chicago Aftershock. Moscow Red Legion played Baltimore Revo. And when we get these scores, we'll keep you guys updated. Seattle Thunder, AC Dallas, and Trade My Gun Outlaws, Chicago Aftershock. So
where's that Lauren Kelly when you need her?
Well, we already know who won then, Todd, because so the quarterfinal matchup between Trade My Gun and Trenton must have been won by the Outlaws, because then they played Chicago Aftershock in the semifinals, which means that Aftershock defeated Boom. So, and the way that works is that the top 2 teams will be the top 2 teams of that bracket, that big, the quarterfinals match. Anyway, those 2 teams will join the Champions Division.
So it's win and get in here for those top 4 teams. Well, looks like we're just about underway here in this Uprising Distortion game. So, who are those 2 matchups again?
So, Trade My Gun Outlaws defeated Top Gun to move on to the semifinals. Aftershock took down Boom to move on to the semifinals. They play each other right around now, and then Red Legion played Revo, and Thunder played AC Dallas.
So we're still trying to find out the winners from those games.
Yeah, so getting a little interesting over there on the GI Sports field.
Cool.
So then also in the D4 final match, that's going to be Chicago Warp Black taking on the H-Town Notorious FSU, and D3 is going to be Pro Edge Army. I'm guessing that's boys from Houston.
Yep.
Taking on the Ralph boys.
Yeah, a lot of GI teams in there. Pro Edge Army, GI team. And
so here we
D2
go.
finals, D1 finals coming up as well after that.
Uprising on your screen right now. I saw Martel out there, Olsevik. We've seen them on this field before, on the main field. So off the breakout, looks like Uprising loses a body. And Distortion, they field Parrish, John Parrish, John Guppy, Will Hennessy, who takes the walk, and Nicholas Perez and Mike Kerr. So just Hennessy dead right now for Distortion. Looked like Uprising also lost a body as well. Again, this is a race to 5 points. And a 15-minute clock instead of a 20-minute that you've been watching all weekend long.
Yep, it looks like Distortion. They got a body over here in that first Snakeside Temple and the back center. But Uprising pushing up through the middle of the field. They got a player up in that A right now, as well as that Dorito side mini race bunker. There you see the player number 71 from Uprising on your screen. That's Ormrod. Looks like he's feeling the heat from the inside a little bit. There's Distortion. From their side of the field, they got a player in that big Dorito 1, and they're going to shoot Ormrod out of that center A. There's Martel.
So Martel in the stand-up temple shooting D side, Todd.
Yep, he's trying to keep that push from coming from Distortion. Distortion working the that big Dorito 1 around the outside.
Well, another interesting thing about this particular event, the way things are, how they break down in the PSP, is that this is the first time that these teams have played this layout. So this is the, it's the pro layout, and the divisional teams, they play on a different layout. So this layout will be the divisional layout for the next event. So these guys getting an early look at it, Todd.
Yeah, and then, they have to either watch some pro games or come out here in that lunch break, and check out that field real quick.
So 4 bodies alive for Distortion. They were all on your screen right there. And real tight gunfights going on over there on the D side and in the center.
3 bodies left alive for Uprising. 4 bodies left alive for Distortion.
Oh, another body coming off for Uprising on that D side. So look for the attack for Distortion. This might be their point here. And now they start to push forward up to the 50-yard line. Lots of bodies over for them. Uh-oh, one of them gets shot, though, as Martel. So Martel trades out with one of them, but then he comes off. So not looking good here in this first point for Seattle Uprising. And it looks like Distortion is going to take this first one here in this race to 5 points.
And that is Distortion. Not going to need to go hang that flag. He'll put it back and run in. So here in the D1, there's a race to 5. We have a 15-minute clock.
Yeah, so as these two teams reset, got about a minute and 35 seconds before the start of this next point. Distortion up by 1 over Seattle Uprising. We'll be right back. And we are back here. More semifinal matchups in Division 1. Uprising taking on Distortion. Distortion with an early lead here. And on the breakout, these teams have switched sides. So Uprising is, uh-oh, look at this. Major penalty is going to be assessed on Distortion. So Distortion, big old paint grenade getting thrown over there. And here comes Uprising trying to tie this game up.
Uprising coming across here through the snake side. Not a whole lot of bodies in front of them, but they lose Olsvik trying to make a move down the snake. He got shot a bunch of times. And they lose another body trying to push through the middle of the field. Looks like Tucker. So the last players for Distortion.
Well, Martel's still
trying
alive
to
here.
fight. Oh, but he gets shot trying to come across the middle. Does he trade out? Yes, he trades out. This could be a... Oh, I think that would have made it in the last body.
Yeah, there's still one body left alive for Uprising, back corner bunker, and thank God for them. So there was that major penalty. Now, how the penalties work in divisional ranks is, if you guys hadn't watched the webcast last year, there's no penalty clock. So there's no majors, and there are majors and minors, but it's 1-for-1s and 2-for-1s. So instead of you getting a major penalty and getting a 2-minute time period that you have to serve in a penalty box, it's just you come out, and because you cheated, you and 2 of your buddies come too. So Arnold is going to trudge through the mud, touch that flag up, and the first point is going to, or I'm sorry, the second point is going to go to Seattle Uprising, and that is going to tie it up here with 10 minutes and 24 seconds to go. So that's what Uprising needed to do. Again, it's a race to 5. So we've been watching a race to 7 points in the professional division. In D1, it's a race to 5. So you don't have as many points to play around with here. So the points count even more.
There's a look from the flag station cam. You can see the beauty of the start station of the PSP Pro Field. That's what it looks like when you step in that box. Got the Pro Finals coming up here. At the end of the day, it's going to be LA Infamous taking on Houston Heat. LA Infamous won this event last year. Looking to repeat. Houston Heat bringing their Russians back. Try and contend for another title. So 1-1 game we got going over here. We'll be right back after this.
So here we go, tie ball game right now. These Division I teams getting this first look here at the Pro Field, the field that they will be playing for the Nashville Open. And not playing it bad. Seems like they definitely watched the webcast or got some looks at the pro games, because I'm not seeing a lot of guys running their spots and not knowing where to shoot.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So off the break, looks like Distortion losing a body. There on the left-hand side of your screen, Uprising on the right-hand side. Distortion losing a body early here, snake side. Good penetration in the center for both teams. Uprising loses another body as well. So Tommy Tucker coming off. Not sure if that was Tommy Tucker. Oh, another body coming off. So the first one to go was Graham Arnold and Tommy Tucker. And so just 3 players left for Uprising here. 2 of them in the center. Oh, Martel gets peeled off. Minor penalty on Martel, which is just going to leave, I believe, Olsvik or Ormrod. Not looking good right now for Seattle Uprising here in this tie ball game.
Distortion chopping down that snake side of the field. But nobody's going to fill out there. The closest guy up in the middle, Ormrod going back and forth. Distortion has a move through the middle if he decides to get up and take it. There we have Aiden Murphy on your screen. There's number 7, Nicholas Pez. And trying to make a move through the middle.
I mean, Ormrod's been in there a while now by himself.
Looked like Ormrod just got one, trying to come get him.
Well, this is how you lose high body situations. Push one at a time. That's the easiest way to lose a low body situation or high body situation like this.
Yeah, it's 4-on-1 or 3-on-1 right now. It was a 4-on-1.
Also need to spread the field. Distortion needs to count the bodies, use communication, and then spread the field out because Ormrod's in the center, and that's the hardest place to pull a low body situation off because all they have to do is just get out wide, and that's it. It's curtains for you. So not sure who, Todd, who is this? Can you see the number for player here that we're watching on the screen for Distortion? He needs to get out over here. I don't know what was stopping him.
That would be nothing.
Yeah, so when he goes back and watches the tape, I mean, the question you always have to ask yourself when you're playing out there is, what's stopping me? If the answer is nothing is stopping me, and yeah, maybe Olsvik was throwing a few streams here or there over there, but that should not be stopping you. One body, when you have 3 or 4 guys, should not be stopping you from moving forward.
So,
but hey, they did get the point.
Yeah, Distortion. Hey, better cautious and win than
not cautious and lose. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, and the only body they really threw away needlessly was the first one. And he, I understand what he was trying to do. He figured out what was happening. He's like, okay, there's one guy in front of me. I'm gonna go try to take him down and bunker him out. But he just a little bad timing there. Right mentality, bad timing. So now these teams are going to reset. And again, we're going to be getting some information for you guys about how that matchup's going down on the GI Sports field. Here, trying to find out who won that Moscow Red Legion Baltimore Revel quarterfinal matchup and Seattle Thunder and AC Dallas in the new Challengers bracket that just got reset after the prelims. Again, those 8 teams are fighting to figure out who's going to be first and second, and those first and second teams will be pushing up into the champions bracket for Nashville.
So Seattle Uprising coming out with Aaron Ormrod, Tommy Tucker, Graham Arnold, Matt Olsvik, Joel Eaton. Eaton and Olsvik and Ormrod, those were guys that played, actually no, not Eaton, but definitely Olsvik and Ormrod. Those were guys that played on Seattle Thunder in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Distortion.
And weren't bad, so that's a good pick. Those are really good pickups for Portland Uprising. Especially Uprising is one of those teams that really wants to jump up. Uprising wants to be a professional team.
Well, they're going to need to beat Distortion here to have an opportunity.
So early death over there for Portland Uprising on the D side of the field. So early advantage goes to Distortion again here. Pez, Kerr, John Guppy, Aiden Murphy, and John Parrish out on the field for Distortion. Good field position for both teams in the center.
Yeah, looks like Distortion loses a body off the Dorito side. But still over there in that mini race bunker on the Dorito side. The can on the Dorito side, looking towards the inside. They have Kerr up in the middle tower. He's shooting towards the Dorito side. Seattle Uprising up in the middle of the field in that Xbox, trying to keep that snake locked down. Distortion has a body on the snake side, but he's in the back corner. See a lot of people run out to that back corner and then quickly make a move up into that first temple.
So his point is slowed down here. No one in the snake. We've kind of seen the snake almost become a non-issue, Todd. I mean, obviously some teams are still getting in there, but not nearly as many as in the prelims when the field was not a muddy mess.
And there goes Distortion losing a body. And again, Ormrod up in the middle of the field on the side of the A, and then jumps across into the mini race, the first mini race out from the A. See if he can get anything out of there. Distortion player in the back center, he comes up. Kerr is still in that center tower. If Ormrod looks to launch, Kerr's probably going to be the first guy he gets, but he's trying to gun battle with the back center right now.
Yeah, time's starting to tick off this clock, too. We've reached the 6-minute mark. 5 minutes and 56 seconds remain here. See the eye in the sky look. Better field position in the center. There's Ormrod. See, he's trying to wrap around. If he got that shot in on him, and he takes the advantage, puts that player in. He didn't get him. That came off the bunker, but still makes it in there. And now Ormrod's in a real good spot to try to do some damage right now for Uprising. And they need it. They're down by 1 here.
Ormrod definitely being a factor this game.
He's also not getting much help right now.
No, Ormrod consistently alive, looking to make moves. And it just doesn't seem like Distortion is talking, because the back center guy knows that Ormrod's there. He's not going to tell Kerr, and Kerr's going to get blasted because of it.
So Ormrod making that
wheeling
move.
and dealing right now. Yeah, back center guy gets shot.
Ormrod is getting it done in there. He's still alive. And he finally gets taken out, but he did his damage. And here comes Olsvik. Probably could have made this move a little bit sooner, but Olsvik finally down on the snake, trying to get shot on Nicholas, and Nicholas gets taken out. So nice job by Olsvik to clean it up, though. Definitely feel he probably could have been in this snake about a minute or 2 ago. But hey, I wouldn't want to go in there either, to be honest.
Man, I live in there. I go in there all day.
Yeah, right.
I swim in there. I sleep in there.
Liar.
That's where I eat my food.
Stop lying. Hey, Todd, I know that we're getting it later in the day on Sunday, but you don't need to lie to kick it.
I'm losing it, man.
So 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go here. Looks like Uprising will tie this game up as they're checking each other out. Tommy Tucker. And going to put that tying point on the board with the clock sitting at 4 minutes and probably around 4, a little under 4 when he hangs that up. And as they're going to hang it up, we're going to watch this replay here. So look at this replay on the break. Identical field position, essentially. Little variable on the D side. Then you saw Uprising lose that body. But look at Ormrod just going to work. Look at it. He puts this guy in perfect. That's how it's done. Put him in. It looked like he shot him, clipped him in the goggles, but it must have come off the bunker. And then Ormrod moves up to the next spot. That's textbook paintball right there. Beautiful work by number 71.
And there's Kerr getting destroyed right in the face, and then on the backside as well. But let's see if we can check in with Lauren Kelly and get that update down on the sidelines.
Hey guys, I wanted to bring you a quick update regarding the challenger scores going on right now. Top Gun and Outlaws were the first to battle it out on that field, and Outlaws won 6-4, so they got 2 wins this weekend so far. Shock went up against Boom for the second match. Shock won 7-2. Red Legion battled it out with Revo. They won 7-3. Russian Red Legion won 7-3. AC Dallas and Thunder were the 4th match over there, and Thunder won 6-2. Up right now is Shock versus Outlaws in the semifinals. Shock is currently up 2-0. Also in the semifinals is Moscow Red Legion versus Thunder. So I will be letting you know who will be making it to the finals on the Challenger field soon.
So the veterans from the Pacific Northwest stepping up. Seattle Thunder taking down AC Dallas. Young pro team coming in 6-2. And we had talked about how good Thunder looks. So that's pretty interesting there. Red Legion stepped up against Revo. Then big win 7-3. Shock must have looked really good against Boom 7-2. That's a pretty good beating.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see, because the winners of those semifinal games is going to be who's going to be the 9th and 10th teams in the Champions Division for Nashville.
Well,
so
it's looking good for Shock, as they're up 2-0 over the Outlaws right now. And then, I don't know, who do you got in that Red Legion Thunder game? I mean, Thunder is starting to get better and better. And, you know, Red Legion, they look pretty good too, man. I mean, those French mercenaries are handling business for Red Legion, so. Yeah,
you know, I got my boys on Thunder. You know, I hate the Red Legion, so I hope they wear it in Thunder.
So right now we got about 15 seconds to go before the start of this point. It's tied up at 2. Only 3 minutes and 21 seconds to go in this first semifinal matchup in Division 1. And then we're going to see the next one coming at you here with Birmingham Prime and the Charlotte Bloodhounds. So there's Distortion on your screen. And swinging out wide here, snake side, back corner bunker, and way up in the center. Bunker right behind the 50-yard line, and here comes a body off for Uprising. So a little slight advantage here for Distortion off the break. Uh-oh, minor penalty, though, on Distortion, so that's going to even things up and give Seattle Uprising the advantage.
Yeah, that's exactly what Uprising wanted right there. you know, now it's a tie ball game with low time left. And I don't know, Distortion loses another body. They're going to want to blow the horn, save as much time. They only have one body left over here in the snake side corner, so 2:40.
Yeah, I was going to say, the second that they feel they can't win this one, they need to blow the horn and preserve that time. There it goes. So smart work there by Distortion to concede the point and thus giving them enough time on this field that's slowed down so much. 2 minutes and 32 seconds remain because it was just Will Hennessy left. Eaton, Tucker, Ormrod, and Arnold on the field for Seattle Uprising. So it was a minor penalty that really played the difference here for Distortion and now puts them at a 1-point deficit.
Yeah, so Seattle Uprising, they were down 2 straight points. Didn't Distortion get a penalty early in the game too? So a couple penalties hurting them. 2:32 Distortion. This is a race to 5. I don't think we're going to get to that 5, but you know, if Distortion can score another point here, even this up, things could get interesting depending on how much time might be left. But Uprising, if they can get a point here, they'll close this one out. They'll be moving on to the finals. Looks like we have a timeout on the field, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
When you first play the sport, there's so much to learn. But paintball is a completely mental sport. Every single thing counts. It's win or go home. You cannot afford mistakes. Every single thing you have to do has to be sharp, and it has to be made with your head. And that's why I play paintball. My name is Alex Gray. I play for Portland Uprising, and this is my bio.
Featuring wood, speed, or rec ball, Cousins Paintball makes it simple. Cousins Paintball is home to the XPL Lite, UWL, Star Series, SCPA, and PSP. Come to Texas's largest park, Cousins Paintball.
Cousins Paintball. You shoot paintballs.
The streets ain't chasing the same things you chase. There's many temptations out there. Just stay focused, man. As a team, though. As a team. That's all I knew when I was here. That's what kind of kept me focused. That I finally ran into a team. And you guys have that same thing. Because it's you will never die. It'll never die.
Introducing the all-new Contact F5 jersey from Empire Paintball, featuring M-Dry technology. M-Dry is an engineered mesh fabric designed to breathe more in certain areas than others. It also features breathable tough mesh slider forearms that are both rugged and promote airflow. Strategically placed rib and shoulder biofoam padding protects the player from the impacts of sliding, diving, or incoming paintballs. Integrated biofoam lycra gloves protect your palms from turf burn and the back of your hands from paintballs. M-Dry panels are designed to take into account spatial distribution of heat and moisture in different parts of the body and regulate the airflow and moisture. The gradient mesh gets larger at the top and smaller at the bottom in the weave to let the hotter zones breathe more. The hex pattern is woven into the lightweight fabric in a gradient, so there are more open mesh holes at the top of the chest rather than the bottom, making the Contact F5 the most comfortable, lightweight, and breathable paintball jersey available. The Contact F5 jersey from Empire Paintball, featuring thermal-regulated performance with the all-new M-Dry technology, available at empirepaintball.com.
And there we have the team coming up next, the Charlotte Bloodhounds, playing in the next semifinal matchup, see if they can make it into the finals here for Division I. They're going to be taking on Birmingham Prime. And on the breakout, Distortion going heavy up the middle.
And Distortion has to get something done right here. Running out of time, 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Need to create an opportunity for themselves here. And pushing up hard on the D side. Into D2. Although they lose a body, though, on the snake side. So early advantage here in this point goes to Uprising, and they are up 1. So all they need to do is just roll those guns for the next 2 minutes and keep the 4 bodies left alive for Distortion. Stopula, Nicholas Pez, Nick Burchard, and Aiden Murphy left on the field for Distortion.
You know, Distortion didn't go anywhere on the Snake side. They shot, didn't get a kill, and then tried to fill out to that first temple and got blown up. So looks like I mean, Seattle Uprising in full control of this game right now. Nobody on the Snake side still for Distortion. No real push mounting on the Dorito side.
And only a minute 20 left now. Still a full complement of players for Seattle Uprising. Alex Gray, Kyle Martell, Graham Arnold, Tommy Tucker, and Joel Eaton. All trying to hold their lanes, try to get this win here in the semifinals. Move on and eliminate Distortion. I don't know, Todd. It's going to be tough with just a minute left to push forward, try to kill 5 guys and hang the flag.
Ormrod is up there in the middle as well. Just blazing paint towards that Snake side. I mean, he's been a pretty tough guy to shoot so far for Seattle Uprising. So, I mean, 5-on-4, 37 seconds left.
You can hear him yelling 30 seconds.
Yep, there's Olsvik in the Snake.
Still got to execute on something, though. So have to at least attempt to move forward. Uh-oh, there's another body. So now just 3 players left alive. It's not looking good for Distortion.
Yeah, it's actually looking pretty bad. As 15 seconds are left on the clock, and they lose another body. So Seattle Uprising, it's like they're going to pencil themselves in for a finals. But the question is, who will they be taking on? Is it going to be?
Well, the question is it going to be the Birmingham Prime, or is it going to be the Charlotte Bloodhounds? That is the game coming at you next after the victory here from Seattle Uprising. So congratulations to them as they will go up, or they end up by 1 and take this victory. Nice job by Tommy Tucker. 4 confirmed kills for him, holding it down in that last point, as well as Kyle Martell and Graham Arnold able to get some kills, and 4 confirmed for Graham Arnold as well. So good team effort from Uprising. One of the
comeback victory
up-and-coming teams here in Division 1. See there on these game highlights, there's Ormrod. Ormrod playing real well in that center for Seattle Uprising. So currently, that game between Chicago Aftershock and the Outlaws still going down, and when we get those scores, we'll let you guys know. Those teams fighting it out in the semifinals over there, trying to, if they win that game, whoever wins that match will assure themselves a berth in the Champions Division for Nashville. And then Red Legion will be taking on Thunder in another semifinal matchup, and the winner will advance. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and also hashtag PBA Live. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She's down on the sidelines.
Hey guys, I'm standing here with Alex Gray from Seattle Uprising. Congratulations on that semifinals win. Now, I do want to talk to you about coming into this match because you had not played on this field layout yet, which adds a lot of pressure and it makes it a lot more difficult. So how did you guys prepare to come into this?
Well, I just think with the new format, it's pretty exciting, honestly, playing a new layout because you get like the true testament of a team. We did fairly well on the last layout, but there's a big difference with this layout, and that's the center, and that's what we were able to utilize. Brandon Olson played great up the center, one of our players, and we were able to communicate and slow the field down. This isn't really a front player's dream, you know, this layout. It's really hard to get out wide, and the conditions in the mud, you know, makes it very tough. But if you can utilize the center and shoot people off break, it plays to your strengths. So.
Now, did you guys come out beforehand and like walk the field? Did you watch the pro teams play it? Like, how did you try to strategize since it was kind of a blind match?
Well, Paintball Access is great, you know, filming the game. So last night, you know, we watched all the games. We watched what was successful for other teams, and we kind of figured it out. You know, as long as we can shoot people off break and stuff it up the center, it'll be pretty successful for us. We had probably about 10 minutes to actually walk the layout before, but it just comes down to team paintball.
And if you can play team paintball, we should be good.
That webcast is just so great, isn't it?
Yeah, so great.
Every time you play a layout, of course, you're going to learn new things. So moving into the finals, what were some things you guys discovered playing this match that you're going to take in to make sure you get that first place win?
Playing more tight, honestly. You know, it's Sunday paintball, so everything counts. Playing more tight and living and communicating. You know, if you make them make the mistakes, it kind of, you know, it plays into your gameplay. So that's what we're looking to do.
All right, well, congrats to Seattle Uprising. We will see you for the finals. I'll be bringing you some more Challenger updates soon, so stay tuned.
Mark your calendars and get ready for the battle at the upcoming stops on the 2015 PSP Tour. The Nashville Open goes down May 1st through the 3rd. Mid-Atlantic Open June 18th through the 21st. The Chicago Open takes place August 7th through the 9th. And the biggest paintball tournament on earth, the PSP World Cup, runs October 15th through the 18th. Sign up your team now and get into the fight. Watch all the action on PSPevents.com. You don't want to miss it.